Hey, 42 here. Think back to the last time you had an apple. When do you think it was picked? A couple of days ago? A couple of weeks ago perhaps? Try a year ago. Yeah. The US stores its apples for the longest. The typical time from harvest to grocery store in the US is 1 year. However, in most other countries such as the UK and the rest of Europe, apples are stored for a shorter period of 3 to 6 months. Still, even 3 months is a long time for a supposedly fresh product to reach you, and you thought the food in your fruit bowl was less processed than what's in your cupboard. Far from it. Apple picking season is between August and November, and once they have been harvested, they go on a whirlwind journey of chemicals and artificial treatments before it even gets to your local supermarket. Why? So you can make delicious melt-in-your-mouth apple pie all year round. Just try not to remember that those apples kicked the bucket a year ago and are just a few days off growing their own colony whilst you're biting into that delicious pastry. After the apples are harvested, they are rapidly processed to get them into cold storage as quickly as possible. First, they are washed in a soap and chlorine solution. Then, if they're to be sold in America, the apple's natural waxy coating is chemically removed and they are recoated in an edible wax that helps to preserve them and makes them shiny. And apparently making them look just like poisonous Snow White apples is a selling point. The apples then go on a conveyor belt where they are photographed and analysed by a computer to check for shape, consistency and colour. What are considered to be bad apples are discarded, not because they taste any different, but most consumers have been indoctrinated by supermarkets to reject oddly shaped fruit. Because what kind of psychopath wants to eat a straight banana? That's the work of the devil right there. The apples are then sorted into Class 1 apples, which will be sold loosely, and Class 2 apples, which are bagged. These are the lower quality apples, and you actually pay more for them because they have been packaged for you. All the apples are then loaded onto pallets and shipped off to a cold storage facility where they will be stored for the next 6 to 12 months in an airtight room at 0 degrees Celsius. The oxygen levels in the room are also artificially lowered from 21% to 1.2% to further slow down the aging process, and because there's some sadistic weirdo out there that enjoys suffocating apples for a living. All this essentially stops the apples from respiring and puts them to sleep. Rumour has it they also provide them with little apple-sized blankets. Additionally, in the US, a synthetic gas called Smart Fresh is applied to the apples before they go into their long hibernation. This inhibits the production of ethylene, which is the natural ripening agent that eventually causes the apple to rot. Smart Fresh is what enables America to store their apples for 6 months longer than the rest of the world. As of recently, however, Smart Fresh is being used in other countries. The European Union recently approved its use within Europe. So watch out, my fellow Europeans, well, for now at least. Your apples are about to get considerably older. The company behind Smart Fresh argues that their product maintains all the flavour and health benefits of the apple from when it was first picked. But a recent study suggests that the amount of healthy antioxidants in apples actually drops over time when they are put into cold storage. The study even suggested that after 12 months of storage, an apple will contain little to no antioxidants at all, vastly reducing the fruit's health benefits. Oh, and buying organic doesn't make much difference either. While Smart Fresh is not permitted on organic apples, alternative methods are used to preserve organic foods to produce similar results, just with slightly fewer chemicals. So, how can you eat fresh apples? Well, you either have to pick them yourself, or buy them from a local farm shop, or a supermarket chain that supports local growers. For example, Whole Foods Market in the US, or Booths and Waitrose in the UK. The apples sold in these supermarkets are much more likely to be harvested recently, because they sell different varieties of apples throughout the year that grow during different months to ensure they're always selling fresh produce. But even if you shop in a normal supermarket during apple picking season, you're probably still going to be eating last year's apples, because they will have old stock left over to sell from the cold storage. So, how do you like them apples? Not very much, I'm guessing. Thanks for watching. lies a 1.2 square kilometre island called Hans Island. And Canada and Denmark just can't help but put their sticky horns all over it. There really is absolutely nothing going on in there. Scientists have discovered that the beloved koala bear may be the least intelligent mammal on the planet.